So in the last episode, we finished the basically the entire renovation of the garage, and we were really excited. We gave it a few days before we started officially moving things in. But by that Friday, we had started with my desk and the couch. We really needed our living room back, and you can see there. This is the beginnings of the Zack's Wonderland setup there on the right. Here's a quick pic of the desk as I was testing some things. We also got all of Victoria's furniture moved in, including her desk, her bookshelf, and her reading chair. Now, as far as the Zack's Wonderland setup, for the first few days I was on a little dinner table type thing, but I repainted my old Zack's Wonderland desk in white to match my other furniture and began setting up the 3D printers and also moved the arcade from storage back into the office. The first figures that I moved in were these 1/12 scale figures. I picked up some shelves and used the Rubbermaid shelving system to hang these. I also went ahead and built the brand new Ender 3 printer and got back to work on the Goblin stands, which many of you have been asking for, and I'm almost ready to announce the drop on those. Here's a look at what the office looked like with that stuff moved in. And here we are Saturday morning. We had just gotten the last of the things that were taken out of the garage during construction brought back in. That includes the two black shelves you'll see in a little bit and just some extra junk that was in boxes. But this is the state of the room that morning after everything got dropped off. You can see one of the garage shelves is still in the box, and the other one was built but taken apart for transport. And there's just some look at some of the things that we need to deal with. By this point, I had begun installing it, but I cut my hand open and I was really annoyed. Definitely don't build them by yourself. And for the strips on the black shelves, I do always use these cool white LED strips. They are very clean wires wise, and I think that they provide excellent light. And this is the approximate location for one of those black shelves that's going to be there. Again, just checking for fitment, and with that second shelf in position and one of these lit, it is looking pretty good. Unfortunately, the second light strip I did break, and so in this video, I don't believe you'll see both of them lit till the very end. But I also went ahead and went to Walmart and picked up one of these little white corner tables for the couch, and there's half of these black shelves lit up. These are really nice shelves, kind of pain in the ass to build, but they offer a ton of space. And yeah, here's a look at some of the Lord of the Rings stuff that moved from a 36 by 18 shelf. These are 48 by 24 per shelf, so it's a little extra room. And I also began moving some of my dinosaur statues from the office to the studio room, along with the cubes that went with them. I did this very jankily. I basically just carried the cubes with everything on them on a roller, and it worked really well. Here I am programming the smart outlets. Every cabinet in this room is hooked up to a smart outlet, and I find that it helps tremendously. Being able to shut things on and off, including now the 3D printers are both on smart outlets, so that's a little bit of a creature comfort after some bad failures in the past. And yeah, this is what those look like. If you've watched CW for a while, you've seen these cubes in basically every office that I've had. And yeah, starting to put some stuff in these garage shelves. You can see Gandalf, that staff just barely made it. Barely made it, which was one of the things I was very worried about. So I was excited to see that that fit. And here's the 3D printing setup as it stands. Now we did continue moving stuff. Here I have all my Legos sort of thrown around the office. And I'm really excited because in my current setup, you really never got to see the Legos. And just because of the way that they were, this cabinet is very tall and very awkward. You can see it literally almost just barely fit through the office door to leave the office. But here it is on display. You see it right when you walk in, and I love the way that that looks. Now the office, the old studio rather, is starting to look pretty bare. I would say probably about 80% of my collectibles are now out of the office as of the time of this recording. And there's really just very few things left. I did also pick up a CO2 TVOC and formaldehyde monitor. We are doing 3D printing in here, and this was, I think, a worthwhile investment to making sure that we're safe. We did also have the air conditioning put in, and to do that, I had to move some shelves off the wall. And I did take some photos of the process, but I didn't want to be that guy that is like hanging over people's shoulders. and as such, I just have a few photos. But they were very professional. They came in, installed it. Took them a few hours, and I've done this once in my life. I will never do it again. I will always pay the money to have a trained professional install it. But this is the Caden Smart Air. I don't know. It's a bunch of numbers, but it's a Caden um, Air thermostat, and it works fantastic. And as you can see, we're here in the new studio. So, um, as far as the cost of this renovation goes, I don't have an exact dollar amount. I would estimate, um, with everything that was done. Um, let's see here. So the labor was about $4,000 for the renovation, which included um, basically adding all the drywall, insulating one, two, I guess two walls and the ceiling, um, painting, prepping, sanding, filling, all that stuff, all the electrical, changing my box over from the old janky um, little box that we had to like a really nice one that allows us for some future upgrades, and then also, like I said, running the electrical and running the lights. So that was about $4,000. The materials, I would say, was probably about $1,500. So we're at 5,500, and that was all the drywall, the insulation, the molding, the lights, the paint, the wire, all that stuff that you don't really think that you need. So that was about $1,500. The AC itself, I think the unit was, we got it at cost, which the installer is a good friend of my dad's, and I think the cost plus the installation was, I think it was $1,900 after tax. So we'll just round up to 2,000. So we're at $7,500. And then we ended up not doing the internet at this point. We're actually getting pretty decent internet right now. I think when I do a speed test, I'm hitting like 300. In the old office, I was hitting about 550, but 300 is more than enough to stream what we do. Let's see, and then we didn't do any plumbing work. And then we just had some odds and end furniture, probably another $500 that we had to spend. So I would say, this is like a very rough estimate, but I think we got all this done for about $8,000, maybe 10,000 tops. I don't think it was that much, but yeah, that was basically taking it from a really janky garage to, I think, a really nice finished area. And I know I promised a full studio tour. I am lying a little bit. I do have a sizzle reel, like kind of a quick edited video for you guys. The full tour will have to wait. I still have to move in both my detofs here, and I still have to change this desk out. So until that time happens, probably, but hopefully by the end of June at the absolute latest, then I can give you guys the full tour. Because as of right now, this room is about 80% done. There's actually a lot of shelves that need to be on this wall to light these dinosaurs from above, and then also to put some light on the 3D printing 3D printing area rather, and then also I want to add a television back there. So there's a few things we need to buy. So it is kind of a work in progress, and even like this streaming setup, it's a lot of the same equipment that I had been using, but because this desk is a little bit smaller, it's a little less ideal than I'd like, or at least I just have to get used to it. So in the meantime, I appreciate all the kind words and all the people that have followed from the very first video, episode 0, all the way up until today. I really appreciate it. It's been really fun being able to share this experience with you guys. I know this video had perhaps a bit less video and a lot more photos than I would have liked, but again, because I'm moving a lot of this stuff by myself, or most times it's just my wife and I, it's hard to like, set cameras up, and we don't have a third person to really help you do all that stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy the sizzle reel. Like I said, it's not going to be the end all be all for the collection tours, but we'll give you guys a tour of this space once it's done. And if you guys care to see it, we'll give you a view of the old office, aka the new craft room, once we're done with it. So appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the sizzle reel. If you have any questions about the conversion, let me know. And yeah, I love you, and I'll catch you on the next episode.